theTokyoBill, a short news brief on recent events in and around Japan. Firstly, in beer event news, not really a beer event, but there's a quiz night on Saturday at Irish pub An Solas near Yoyogi Station. 500 yen join-in fee. Bring your own team or join one on the night. The quiz kicks off at 7. And on to the news. A permanent steel-framed gate has been installed at the Yamanashi Prefecture entrance to Mount Fuji's 5th station. The gate, which is 8 meters wide and 3.5 meters tall, will remain open during the summer climbing season from 3 a.m. to 2 p.m. and be closed at all other times. Security personnel will be stationed at the gate 24 hours a day, and climbers with reservations at mountain huts can pass outside regular operating hours. The new system aims to curb reckless climbers and will allow prefectural staff to refuse entry to climbers lacking sufficient equipment. Researchers at Nara Women's University in Japan, led by Professor Akira Takamata, studied how estrogen affects women's preference for sweet tastes. In rat experiments, they found that individuals supplemented with estrogen preferred sweetened water solutions, whilst also eating less regular food. This suggests that estrogen influences taste preference during a woman's life. The study also revealed that blocking the brain's opioid system decreased the preference for sweetness, pointing to a connection with the brain's reward centers. The results are published in the European Journal of Pharmacology, with graduate student Natsumi Kosugi as the lead author. Takoyaki, a popular street food and staple of summer festivals, is being affected by rising food costs. Shops in Tokyo are increasing prices or replacing octopus with cheaper ingredients like sausage, kamaboko fish paste, or konnyaku. One shop owner who's given up on using octopus noted that some customers are unhappy with the change, although children and the elderly find the sausage yaki easier to chew. A report by research firm Teikoku Databank points out the difficulties food outlets have with rising costs of wheat flour, eggs, and especially seafood. Octopus prices have nearly doubled over the past decade and currently are more expensive than tuna. Takoyaki as street food may become a snack of the past. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba arrived at Calgary International Airport on Sunday for a 2-day G7 summit starting Monday. This will be Ishiba's first summit since taking office in October last year. He aims to stress the link between the security of Europe and the Indo-Pacific region, encouraging more involvement from European nations and the US. Ishiba is expected to meet US President Donald Trump with ongoing negotiations regarding US tariffs on Japanese imports. Meetings with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are also scheduled for Monday, along with arrangements to meet South Korean President Lee Jae-myung. Osaka Prefectural Police arrested a 66-year-old man for allegedly colorizing and selling copies of the original Godzilla movie without permission. Ippei Miyamoto had listed the DVDs on various flea market sites, pricing them between 3,000 and 30,000 yen, and claimed to use AI for the colorization. Miyamoto acknowledged he knew selling pirated DVDs was illegal. Having admitted that, he is believed to have sold around 500 DVDs from January last year to May this year, earning about 1.7 million yen, or $12,000. The crime came to light when a copyright protection organization reached out to the police. Japan is working to attract US researchers upset by the Trump administration's actions against academia. The government has announced a 100 billion yen or $700 million initiative to create a strong research climate, particularly in fields like artificial intelligence and semiconductors. This effort is aimed at global talent, hopefully boosted by recent funding cuts and visa restrictions in the United States. The package will support various programs, including a recruitment plan by Tohoku University, which aims to bring in about 500 researchers. This initiative follows similar efforts in Europe and the UK to draw academics away from the US, with European schemes offering substantial funding. Japan's recent focus on semiconductor development may further enhance its appeal for researchers in that sector. The number of unlicensed taxis at Haneda Airport is increasing due to drivers wanting to profit from the influx of international tourists. Police are aware of this but struggle to catch drivers breaking the law, since they need to prove fees are being charged. Hard to do without cooperation from passengers. One unlicensed driver from overseas explained to a reporter he just tells police he's waiting to pick up a friend, to which the police have no follow-up. Last year, 5 people were arrested for illegally transporting tourists, apparently getting caught due to using vehicles with non-commercial white license plates. This has given rise to the term white taxis. Japan's number of elementary and junior high schools teaching in foreign languages, primarily English, has nearly doubled in the past 5 years. This growth is driven by parents' desire for their children to learn other languages from an early age. As of April, 49 private schools in 16 prefectures were teaching in foreign languages, a nearly twofold increase from 27 5 years ago. International schools are also becoming popular for teaching their curricula in foreign languages, but there is a risk that, as they are not providing the recommended Japanese education, students' efforts may go unrecognized by Japanese bureaucracy. 3 members of a family running a former Michelin-starred restaurant in Japan were arrested on Monday on suspicion of violating the Food Sanitation Act. The Kiichi restaurant in Kawachi, Nagano, Osaka Prefecture, was ordered to suspend operations in February after dozens of customers reported symptoms such as diarrhea and stomach pain. However, the restaurant continued to operate and sell bento boxes suspected to be contaminated with norovirus, prompting further suspension in March. The police suspect poor hygiene management led to the food poisoning incidents. Kiichi, which was recognized with a 1-star rating in the 2010s, had since apologized and has promised to improve its hygiene management system. A veterinarian in Mie Prefecture died recently after showing symptoms of a potentially deadly infectious disease, severe fever with thrombocytopenia syndrome, or SFTS, transmitted by ticks and infected animals. The veterinarian, who treated a cat infected with the virus, died a few days later. The Japan Veterinary Medical Association issued a nationwide warning to veterinary professionals following the incident. SFTS is primarily spread through tick bites but can also be transmitted through bodily fluids of infected animals, particularly cats and dogs. In high-risk areas, even indoor cats and dogs can become infected when they occasionally go outdoors and may transmit it to their owners. Since 2013, 1,071 cases and 117 deaths have been recorded in Japan. This has been the Tokyo Bill. These stories and more you can read at theTokyoBill.com. Please check it out. I've been and remain Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.